Hey guys, how you doing? Just wanted to show how I sharpen an axe. I was just watching a guy on YouTube showing how he can slice paper with his axe, and I said, you know what, I'm going to grab my axe and sharpen it. So I'm looking around and I saw my sharpening kit and tried to attach this. This is how I sharpen a knife. And then I got my grinder, and I've sharpened knives this way very well, but I want to have a really perfect edge, so I decided to put my axe into a vise, and I'm using oil. Any oil will do. This is just air tool oil. What it does is it puts the particles in suspension as you're filing. Grab a nice coarse file like this, and using the edge of the vise, place the handle of the file so that you get a really uniform plane. Just work the file back and forth like so, and plan on this taking a while. I'd say 15 minutes on each side, and just keep filing until you get an edge on that. I did this for 5 minutes, and it's already starting to cut down to pretty soon where I'll have contact with the edge. Then I'll flip the axe over. And after I do that, I'm going to actually use some fine stones and systematically go down until I get to a very fine stone. So let me sharpen this, and we'll come back in a few when I get the edge settled. Okay, I'm just about done with this side. I'm starting to get a burr on the other edge. See the old edge? It's starting to get a burr on that side. That's how I know that I've gotten to the edge. Okay. Got to keep this file nice and clean. Keep a little oil there to keep the particles in suspension so you're always cutting. And make sure you got the same angle. And the file cuts best when it's moving this way, not up and down. So it just took about 15 minutes for me to completely flatten out that edge. And when you see the other side, how round it is, you'll see what I mean. So right now, I have a pretty nice little edge on this side. It's very rough. You can see the burr is forming on the other side. You can feel it. See? Now, I'm going to remember how far up I have this axe, and it's about 1/2 inch from the bottom. Okay, and that's important for your angle. We're going to go to the other side and set that axe down so that it's about 1/2 inch. That's about right. Okay, and pretty level. Pretty level with my point being here. That's good. Tighten it down, and we're going to cut. Another edge. See how round that edge is? Compare that with the edge I just cut. Okay. It's going to slice into the wood much better than a round edge. It's pretty bouncy. So, same thing on this side. See, I've got a long way to go. I've got a good eighth of an inch to go. See how that metal's coming off? It's coming off in little strips. This is the only, file I have. I've got a small file here. Got tools everywhere, but for some reason I'm not a file guy. And this is kind of cool because it's, old school. And I'm taking my time with this axe. and I'll show you some more results coming up. Okay, I've gone through every stone, coarse, medium, fine, and now I'm down to the extra fine stone. And I'm just giving it a very light polish. And I can feel the burr form on the other side. That's how I know that I'm right on the edge and what I'm doing is working. Again, I have the angle perfect because of the vise. The vise is the key to keeping the angle and keeping this edge perfectly flat. I'm just doing the final touches on this edge here. When I'm done, it's going to look like a mirror. Very slight burr. At this point, I'm just working on the edge. Tiny burr, tiny burr. All right. Final step is going to be to remove that burr by stropping the edge. You can see the edge here, and it's pretty flat. It's a nice flat edge. Okay? Very flat. This is the final process, which means just stropping this burr off. a sharp axe. So I'd say that's finished, and it's razor sharp. Absolutely razor sharp. Okay. Razor sharp axe. That's how it's done. With tools that you have in your garage. A vise, a file, and some stones. Put it in the vise, use this as an angle, back and forth, until you get a flat edge. And if you don't have a stropping wheel like this one, you can actually use a belt. Just rake it across the belt. Rake it across the belt several times until you get that burr off. And then you have a razor sharp edge. Take care.